If it likes duty a second time around. Yep. Oh, there's a very easy immediately, but no, that's TWL. Why did I not see that immediately? Is that TWL? Yeah, it is. Why am I talking? A is fine here. It is interesting. Oh wow, this is actually beautiful. I really like this play. This sets up the last H and there are no more S's out, so it's a very safe setup, and it's almost impossible to block unless you play hooking JO. Sue is pretty much forced to play something like AW here. Or if she has a high enough scoring play, she could just roll the dice and hope that she doesn't get hit too hard. Either way, Allan is guaranteed to score at least 36 there, probably more. Quackle's suggestions of Whiny don't make any sense here. Because, I mean, it might make sense from Sue's point of view, but you have to assume there's a very good chance that Allan has the H here after he played Toad. Otherwise, he would have just played Toady. He had better plays if he... Winnie is a fine play in the blind, but Sue's going to get punished for it here. I think Allan just plays EH here. Scores him a nice 46. Sue actually didn't get hit that hard this turn. She's still in the game. Oh, Zoe is actually really interesting. I really like that play. Yeah, there's no guarantee that Sue will block. Though, there's also no guarantee that she won't, because Zoe does take a hook. No, but the problem is that Zoe makes it easier to block there. It might still be correct, though. It's not, like, super easy to block there. Su does have to have an E. Good patience from Allan here. I don't know if I don't know if Aini is exactly what I would have played. I might have just cashed it in and moved on in this turn. But it's definitely important to consider plays that don't cash in immediately. Here I like just playing Yum at J2. That's not just because I just ate. Why is Quackle hate? Oh no, okay. Umiak. I don't like Umiak at all. Can someone in the chat explain Umiak to me? I mean, it sets up your Y, but like the only real downside to is that it sets up the A. You would still block here? How would you block this turn? Joy? Yeah, that it's really unfortunate. I don't know if I would be able to pull the trigger on Joy unless I was like 100% sure that my opponent did in fact have the H. Aini does kind of serve as a diversion to, like, Su could be thinking if he had the H, he would have just played F for 46 in that turn. Unless you're 100% sure, I think Yum just scores way too many points to pass up. That's just my opinion, though. It also sets up an A for you, or if you draw one. It also sets up another spot if you draw an A. Oh, I guess, or an R. I didn't consider Ryu because it's new. Oh, okay. So Allan does weird stuff. Yeah, Su. I don't know Allan at all, so I don't know anything about how he plays really, and I can't imagine Su does either. I think this is one of her first times really playing internationally outside of North America. Hi, this is Bnjy. If you don't know me, I'm Ben Schoenbrun from the U.S. If you don't mind asking, who are you, listing me? Oh boy, Su is getting punched in a big way here. I think the stream might have froze. Oh, hi, Marsh. You guys, is the stream working for you? Oh, it actually froze long ago for me. Yeah, if Allan doesn't know Hongi, he's probably just going to end up playing Gi here. Okay, I just need to refresh the stream. Sue got off a little bit easy there, but she's still in trouble here. Oh, I didn't even know that word. I would have just sailed on Mom. Mailroom. Does not fit. Or someone who had a bad hand in poker and played it to the end. Yeah, I feel bad about the buffering interferences. There's not really anything we could do about it. So Quackle calculates that room wins by 1 point. I assume it's leaving Arrow at N11 for the next play at first glance. Oh, right, there was an underscoring at one point. So does Sue have 366? Okay, so Allan could get careless here. If he doesn't find his sequence and like find something else that wins by 1, like Mylor, or find something else that loses by 1, like Mylor, then Sue could recount and win. I can one up you there, Jessica. Um, I I did it. I won a game by 1 point, and then we recounted, and we found another point for my opponent, and we thought we overscored for 1 point, but we counted it wrong. I ended up getting a tie instead of a win. I found out on a plane. Oh, did you have a win that you could have played? Blah. Oh, is Mark good? That's gonna be the best play then. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Sue didn't know Mark. Allan's endgame is a lot easier than... Or the endgame actually isn't all that complicated here. Oh, so... you might want to scan the board. Or there's always a chance that an A fell under the bag. Well, oh boy. Well, I guess couples that underdraw together stay together. Earlier in the... Though I'm not sure if Bob or Jason was on an underdraw. Earlier in the tournament, we had a game, or round one of this tournament, we had a game where a player didn't draw the last two tiles in the bag. And it led to a lot of confusion. So, hopefully this will all get sorted out. Okay, I agree with that ruling. In the last game of Nationals, I thought I played out, and I had an extra letter in the bag that I needed to draw. It didn't matter, though. I was far enough ahead that I won. Like, if Sue thinks that she's playing out, he can also tell her, you have to draw the last letter. That may sound a little sketchy, but it's not Allan's responsibility to tell Sue to draw. So, is there just an A missing then? Okay. That's very strange then. Maybe there was just an annotation error. That could always be. Yeah, a missing tile throws a whole monkey wrench into this endgame. I'm sure if Allan tracked correctly, he's figured out that there's a missing tile by now. But also be careful not to like deliberately show that you're counting A's because that might tip something off. Yep, I'm just making sure. Yep. No, there should only be 7 A's on the board. Um, yes, something probably just like fell out of the bag or like fell under the board while they were scooping them up. Those tiles could be very quiet. Either way, there's not really anything we could do right now. Um, and unfortunately for Allan, there's not really anything he could do. If Sue has, if if the T was in the bag, Sue could play out here with Marge. Or if the A was in the bag, Sue could play out with Gamer. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's the same letters. If if the M was missing, Sue could play it with Great. So this is a tough spot for Allan. Actually, just a very weird, unfortunate situation. But Allan is going to be able to. I don't think these end games are accurate because it assumes that Allan has the A, which he doesn't. I also don't understand why he played Moral. Where's he playing out now? Okay. I'll just check that for you. Royd is good. So if Sue blocks Royd, then what is he doing? Where's Aroyd? Um, Rick, remember that the A is not actually there. Allan has ROI on his rack. So yeah, Sue could actually steal this game if she plays Meg. Unfortunately, she probably didn't know what was in the bag either, or what was missing either. So there's no. Oh yes, there's no way that Sue can know that Allan has Royd instead of something else. This end game is too tough for me to figure out. There's just way too many like moving pieces. Like Sue doesn't know that Allan has ROI. The players don't know each other's racks. Okay, they figured out it's missing. Well, that was exciting. Were you able to find it? Oh my god. Oh, I'm sure they're just filling out paperwork and whatnot. Okay, so it sounds like everything has been resolved out there. I can't really tell from the conversation, Craig, whether the A should or should not get counted against Sue. Did they say that it was in the bag? If it was, then it should get counted against Sue. If it wasn't, then there's not really anything they could do because it was out of play. If it wasn't in the bag, then the tile wasn't in play in the game. At least that's how they do things here in the U.S. Was the missing tile actually in the bag?
No.
Okay, then I don't think it should be counted against Sue.
I don't think it's going to be.
Where was it?
On Sue for some reason. Seemed to get caught somewhere. I think it was pretty much just an accident, though, it seems.
No, it sounds like it was a complete accident.
Yeah.
Sue didn't... If Sue was playing something malicious, then she would have tried something.
Who's winning this? Who's winning this? Because it's really hard for us to keep up on the stream.
This created for some very interesting...
Then why are you filling it out on the winner's side then? This is so awkward. Dad's going to be really annoyed with you now. Dad's not going to be happy with you, sir. No, you can still write it. You can still write it. TSH doesn't matter which way round the player numbers are inputted. So long as the spread is right and it's fine, it really doesn't matter.
I always thought, Greg, I always thought that if the tile isn't in the bag, it's not considered to be part of the game. So, like, midway through a game, if you find a tile underneath the board or, like, underneath a chair or something... it was on her person.
Bnjy.
That's interesting, then.
Bnjy, the thing is,
I couldn't say since I'm not there.
Bnjy, shut up and listen to me for a minute, please.
Maybe it should be against her.
Bnjy.
But I would have to see exactly what happened to be able to make an accurate ruling. I'm also not a director.
Bnjy,
So.
Please, let me explain what the rules are, please. Will you let me do that? Bnjy.
Sorry, what?
Will you let me explain what the actual ruling is with regard to tiles that go missing?
My apologies. Go for it.
Okay, basically what happens is...
I thought you guys were having your own conversation.
No. I was shouting at you. It just depends on whether you assume that the tile was in the bag at the start of play to begin with. That's the only part. So if the tile was assumed to be part of the bag, then it counts. If the tile is assumed not to be part of the bag, then it doesn't count in the game. What are the final scores? I'm still really confused.
398 to me, 390.
Okay. Because obviously the stream's wrong because it's counting ART. So I need to.
I didn't want to annotate anyway.
Yeah. Did you not put an X in the box that says no publicity? That was good, close game.
Yeah.
Came unreliable.
It's
Not
a little
in-
hard.
in the
Oops,
beep.
it's still going. Oopsies.
No, I meant the actual.
Mine was still going,
It
but I
doesn't-
don't. We weren't over time though,
I
right?
don't like no sound that's been hitting that.
No.
And that's what's happened. You know, so forever glancing back again. One here. Oh, that was you. And we lost Stephen Patel now.
Where did the A go?
Oh, please don't do this to me. This
there
is
it
my
is.
set you're screwing up right here.
Oh my god. Okay, don't ever let me into this room again.
Yeah, I wish I could say that. Played 3, lost 3 on easy.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that. It's all my fault, okay? It's
I
all
missed
my
3
fault.
bonuses in a row.
No, it's all my fault.
I don't know what.
Oh yeah, it's all Benji's fault.
Yeah, it's all his fault for being on the phone. Annoying us.
Fine, I'll blame him. That's why I'm working.
I just don't get a break.
Mine's a break.
Right now.
That made for some very interesting analysis.
I want to die. That was like torture.
I think you did everything right that time.
Do you want to talk about it with Bnjy? Because Bnjy would like to hear about it.
I won 672 to 459.
Jeez.
Wow, that's a hell of a game.
Dave,
was it? When was this?
just doesn't
Earlier
want,
today?
Dave just doesn't want to talk to you about it.
I'd love
Yeah,
to
but-
hear about this. I'm sure that the people on stream would love to hear about the game too.
Yeah, you should talk about it.
I posted the picture on Twitter.
Yeah, but they would still like to hear about it. They still want to hear about
Where can I find that picture?
Facebook, I think. Dave Koenig's Facebook. Let me shut the door a minute. If I can reach. Shutting the door because everyone else is starting, so that will make it a lot quieter in here.
So my first replay for Allan for 65,
Hey, Allan was played in this game as well.
and then Azamite for 131, 126 in each challenge, I got +5, and then reaching is a triple for 167. So at this point, after 3 plays, I have 63
You
points.
should really be talking about this with Bnjy.
Okay.
Do you want to put the
Hello.
Hello?
Oh no, wait.
Hi,
let
is this
me-
Allan?
Oh shit, I unplugged the wrong thing. Hang on. It's far too many cables.
Well, this was a thorough game anyway.
Hey, Bnjy, talk.
Hi.
Hi, Bnjy. I can hear you very vaguely.
Is this Allan Simmons?
No, this is the game I'm saving, Bnjy.
Who am I talking to then?
You should be talking to Dave.
Oh, this is Dave Koenig. I'm about to play Lewis in the final game of today, but I was just talking about the game that I played in the last round against Chris Light, which was actually the board 1 game, even though it wasn't annotated. And my first 3 plays were Allan for 65, Azamite for 131 with a 5-point challenge, and then reaching for 167. So at this point, I had 363 points after 3 turns. I then dumped off a couple tiles and had back-to-back bingos of Toadless, and then Technoid, which was 104 points plus 5 for the challenge. And late in the game, I bingoed again with Tangos for 72. I ended up scoring 672 points in this game. But Light managed to score 459 and also had a beautiful bingo of Beer Hall.
That's incredible. And Beer Hall is also an incredible play. Congratulations on such a great game. I'm gonna post the link of the picture to your game into the Twitch chat so everyone could see the final board.
Okay. So Lewis and I are about to get started, so I'm going to drop off the mic now.
All right. Good luck in your last one. What's your record right now?
I think I have 4 losses, so I'm 13-4, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's like nice shot in the arm for your spread.
Just gonna cut the mic now and plug you back into my headphones. So.
All right, that was Dave Koenig.
Yep.
He had an incredible game with Lipe. I don't think I've ever played a game where the players scored a combined 1,100 points. But that was in the past, and this is now. It looks like we're going to be having Lewis versus Dave Koenig.
I'm sure everyone on the stream enjoyed it though.
I wish we could have had that game on stream. That would have been a lot of fun.
It probably would have been different because we're playing on a different board, different set, But of course, you can only hope. It would have turned out the same way.
Alright, looks like we're beginning then. And this is the last game of the day, if I remember correctly. And it's unfortunately the last game that I will be able to commentate for. Because I have a job, unfortunately, that will stop me from commentating on the last few games tomorrow. Apologies to Jessica for interrupting her conversation earlier about the ruling. I didn't realize that I was really part of that conversation. Yikes. FYI, the best play here might just be to exchange. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Rick. I really enjoyed myself, and I hope to be able to get on stream again sometime. If you really don't want to exchange, you can play Aya, but I would just exchange here. There's no reason to play through this crap. The only question is how many you exchange. I would probably just exchange 6, keeping an A. Maybe it's the A that was in the bag last game, or maybe it's the A that was on Sue's person last game. Here. You like exchanging 7? I think it's really a toss-up. Like, the only reason to keep the A is because you're not as likely to draw another one. I think it's pretty close or negligible. For Dave, you might want to exchange as well. I didn't realize that Quackle would like exchanging so much more than keeping NS. I guess NS is a very strong leave. What was the other tile that Dave kept? Okay. No, that's reasonable if you want to keep a vowel. And more crap. I hope we don't have a 6-pass game. That would be very bad. I don't see a reason to... If you want to, I actually do like exchanging best again here, just because your opponent just exchanged 4. There's no reason to give him stuff to work with. Oh, we have a Verdi in the house. All right, so the first bingo I see is Santours. There's also onomasts available. I assume Studin does not take an S. Oh, I guess you have plenty of bingos hooking doula if you want to do that. Oh, wow. Boston's is definitely the best play here. Boston. Boston. Well, you may not like their team, but do you at least like the song More Than a Feeling? I have more than a feeling that Boston's is the best play here. But I will not punish you all by singing on stream. If if 5 people in the chat all tell me to sing, I will start singing. I'll count you as one. Dave does find the overlap, though. Great play by Dave, and also a challenge out of it. Okay, so the chat is sparing themselves from hearing me singing. Sorry to disappoint, Jessica. I had a feeling you would say exactly that. I have a feeling that Lewis is saying pretty much exactly that at this point. He's probably also saying something like Pafooey. This is already looking really bad for Lewis. He's going to need to do something to get back in this game, otherwise David's just going to be a step ahead the whole time. Fooey isn't hopeless, though. You could always get a nice draw to it. You're all smart to not want me to sing. I don't know why Jessica is stupid enough to want me to sing. Mac Miller, who is like the nicest person ever, told me I suck at singing. You... Don't say I didn't warn you. Someday you will hear me sing and you will agree with my assessment. This is a good move. I don't really love how it opens up so much, but I don't really think you have a choice. More crap for Lewis, but a fine play. This is interesting. Dave can play Fakir if he wants to, burning the blank. That leaves very craftily and could really punish him if his opponent plays a bingo and like hooking Fakir. I don't really like Fakir. It just leaves too much up to chance. That's something I was considering. Maybe even Fern. I didn't really look there. That's also very reasonable. I think I like playing off one more tile, though, better. Yeah, so Quackle really likes these very dangerous plays. I think I might prefer Fern to exchanging, actually. Or Firm. What do you guys like on that turn? It's not an easy play. I think Fern is a fine play. If there was an E open, Lewis would have a spicy one right now. You like Firm and pray for an I? Yeah, I just saw that. Bar hop looks like a great play. Bar hop is definitely the play here. I knew the word, but would not have seen it. That's a very good point, Eve. That's a very good point, Craig. The extra N isn't really relevant after you take into consideration that if you draw an I, you'll have QIN, and if you don't draw an I, you're probably going to have to exchange. Anyway, so the extra N is, I wouldn't say it's like irrelevant, but it's definitely less of a factor than it could be otherwise. Good thinking. Wow, I'm very surprised Dave would do something like that. Or, oh, I'm sorry, that was Lewis's play. In that case, I like it a lot better. Rough draw for Dave here. I think he does have to exchange this turn. I would assume he wants to exchange keeping RN blank or something very similar. But yeah, this is where you said Firm is a little bit better. Dave would just have 4 more points right now. Clock wants to only keep one constant. Presumably because there aren't really many places to play constants on this board very well. A couple of unfortunate draws for Dave, and Lewis is back in this game now. The fact that there are 4 R's in the bag is definitely also a consideration, but that seems like a normal amount since not that many tiles have been played yet. Grab seems very clear here. I'm not even going to bother looking for bingos here. I'm just going to accept defeat and type this racket. 7s and doesn't look like there are going to be any playable 8s because there are no players to play through on this board. You can't handle their speed? Don't worry. You only have to use your fingers for the one more game this tournament. Maybe you should stop talking to me. But yeah, this is a fine play. Any play up there really works for Dave. Lewis, unfortunately, nowhere to play air radio. Yeah, I saw Con. This is probably Keytoll is probably a little bit worse than Token or something of this sort, but it's not a big error. I don't think you could play Opa on it. I think you should probably go for Hoad over Opa on this board just because bingo prospects are so terrible. And any bingo that does play just won't score anything. You don't have an S yet. Okay, I guess I'm going to be a little bit quieter then. Did anyone hear anything about what I had to say? Okay. Can anyone hear me now? Wonderful. So I will continue to give my brilliant and amazing commentary that is completely flawless in every way. Dancier is a fine play here. Any bingo hooking Opa is fine. So David's back in command here. I think I like Hoad again. Maybe something like Bode. No, unfortunately, that does obscure the Fern line. Yeah, Lewis is down to about 5% win chances here, 5%. Not looking good for him. Though if Dave gets another bad draw, there are plenty of bad draws Dave could get. If he has to exchange and Lewis plays a bingo, he could be right back in this. Yeah, I thought Lewis might catch a break after Dave had the clunky rack where he had to play Fern and then exchange. But it just didn't pan out for him. He was just struggling himself and didn't get a chance to get back in it. And Dave was able to pull away by drawing Dancier out of the bag. I think this is the wrong sort of thing to be doing when you're this far behind. This may look like it opens the board, but it's very easy for Dave to close down. Maybe it's fine though. Yeah, I'm fine with just Brooks here. It scores way more than anything else, and it leaves a nice leave. It doesn't look like Dave got that disaster draw that Lewis needed him to get, so Lewis is in a whole lot of trouble. Gonna be down 120. Needs a nice miracle draw. Maybe a bingo to the X. Leroy's! Obviously, the actual words are Roastly. And Yodelers is the only bingo, I guess. I'm sure I would have found that eventually. And it looks like Lewis finds it sooner than eventually. I'm glad that someone approves of my Leroy reference. I think you need to make the blank an E if you want to play Leroy, though. Leeroy. I guess Dave Wiegand would like the best play here. Well, his name is pronounced Wiegand. Okay, you would know better than me then. Wig is interesting, but I don't think it does enough to. I don't think that line is enough of a threat for Dave to just block it here for 10 fewer points. Wig, of course, looking warm. And unfortunate draw for Lewis. He's going to play to lock here, but I don't think you can do that in this sort of game. You're leaving just 4 clunkers. Oh, nerds. It's not the worst draw that he could have gotten, but still going to be rough for him. He could play Wiry, which I assume he's going to do. Oh, Merv is better than that. I'm sure both of these players still have a million minutes on their clock each. The speed commentary brought to you by the one and only Bnjy. I don't know why that. I don't know why. I guess he decided that the V is enough worse than the W that he wants to play Tivy instead of Wiry. But I think he just needs the extra points here if you're Lewis. So the best play here is clearly Bnjy. And this play is so beautiful that I have to take a picture of it. Bnjy just scores well, gets rid of a bunch of clunky tiles, and closes off that line. Stops. Okay. Getting back to actual serious commentary. The best play is I have no idea. Maybe something like Joey. Doesn't leave great, but there are a lot of vowels still to be drawn. And again, it stops Lewis from really opening the other side of the board. This could backfire if Lewis has a bingo to Fern, though. Challenge Bnjy, the play is acceptable. I'm often on an IC, so if you want a Scrabble duel, I will play you. I would be happy to. Gone clutch. Oh, is he drawn incredibly well? Did he just draw like a? Did he just draw like a bingo out of the bag? Okay, I guess I'll wait patiently. The only thing I can really see is like injects, which is kind of an absurd draw. I'm Bnjy 99 on ISC. And I'm probably going to want a little break after that. I will be happy to play you at some point on ISC, but maybe later tonight. I made my account of Bnjy 99 over 10 years ago. Well, I did offer him the challenge, so it's only fair that he should assume it's immediate. But I do need a break. Yeah. Where is this Riempi? Riempi is an absurd play. Absurdly beautiful, that is. I think your Riempi is like restricted to Nigel Richards. And Quackle, of course. For us mortals. Wii is probably a fine play. Don't really want to play Vol with a million E's in the bag. Wait, is Lewis playing Vol? Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised that Vol is simming that well. Dave has a E on his rack approximately every time. Wem is reasonable. Hey, I called it. It's the only thing I could see. That is insane to play it. Injects is definitely better because You could just give your opponent that bingo. Though it's not really going to win. Inject may actually be the spread play. Well, Rick, after Vol, he could just still play Inject for just as many. Basically, Dave always had it and never did have it. Dave is probably relieved to be done after to have escaped and continue to be in first place after a 10-game day. Very good job of him holding it together for a very long tournament day, though. It's probably not what he's 100% used to, though. He probably has more experience with than me. I don't think I've ever played more than 9 games in a day for a tournament. I have played. Yeah, we have a few of those in the U.S. just as gimmicks, but I've always steered clear of them. I hope you enjoyed the coverage today. And thank you for tuning in. Yep, I will definitely duel you some point in the near future. I feel like I just have to get outside, though. It's just too nice out for me to spend the whole weekend inside doing coverage. I had a blast. Let me know if you want me to do coverage at another tournament, because I'll do my best to try and make it again. And usually at the U.S. I'm playing in the tournaments, not talking about them. So it was an interesting change of pace. Here's Johnny. Except not, because Johnny Depp has 2 Ps. That's gonna do it. Dave is gonna continue to X and 4. 7-1, or I guess Yeah, Craig. I just added you on Facebook yesterday, so feel free to contact me if you want me to do coverage, and I'll see if my schedule works. I'm sure you can think of a million better players, though.
The other thing about keeping the N rather than the T was valuable because T and C was back then. The T right afterwards. Not to burn all my vowels there because I could get into serious trouble.
There were lots of these ones.
That's true. I guess Jimmy was a lot of points, but at the same time, I'm going to cash in J no matter what. I'll stay forward and keeping BC.
Kept C and J.
I'm saying if I play Joey, I keep B, C, and T, and there's a lot of other tricky consonants. I could get into like a 7-consonant rack there. But yeah.
I mean,
You missed Bnjy.
kept MVWY. So the choice between warm and keeping QV or Talak keeping
Then you say you missed Bnjy with that rack. Toby one, you could have played Bnjy on the Y.
Well, he couldn't. There's not enough room.
No,
He's being
Bnjy. That's how he spells it.
18. What is it?
And radio. Another two vowels.
That's the thing too. I was going to bingo here anyway. Nerdix or Cinders I could see out there.
Yeah.
It'll give you easy scores in the triple here. And part of it figures you're setting yourself for this. You might be setting yourself for 7 or 6 years as well.
Kept ads.
And I felt like this was just more likely to block your play bingoing there.
First rack 3 A's, 2 I's, FY. Then we kept AU after dual, AIO after FUI.
Yeah, it was a really strange beginning.
Oh yeah, I had
Just
this
like
awful
chain.
rack. I had like 7 concepts with Q and a J. And I could have, maybe I played it wrong. I could have burned the blank to play Fakir here. FAQIR, making the blank an I. And that would have scored well and left MRN.
Yeah, that was one of the plays I was looking at.
But the downside of that is that Huya hints he might have an S, although I didn't think
Yeah.
it necessarily had the S.
Lewis didn't have an S.
Well, I had already burned 2 of them, and the blank. So
The other thing is that Fakir opens up the lane on the bottom of the board, too.
Yeah.
could end up just getting a huge thing
Yeah,
back.
and because you open up 2 triples as well, and then the third one if there's
I got the answer later on.
So let's see.
And yeah, I looked at Fakir and decided I really didn't like it. Quackle kind of liked it, but it's just a little bit too risky for me.
I think Quackle went and said the firm.
Yeah, Quackle for some reason like QIN.
Change or
It
Fakir.
wanted QIN.
QIN
This
thing is
is
here,
championship. Like
Mhm.
this is. It wanted QIN.
That's static evaluation though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Championship, Quackle is not going to be good at evaluating a position like that because it's not going to make the right inferences about his rack.
Yeah.
Um,
And then it wanted Fakir, and then it wanted QIN 37. Where hardest.
Oh, you
burn the blank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it wanted firm. And
So-
then
Yeah,
it
we
had a
discussed
whole
firm in the chat.
firm.
Part of the reason I played Fern was that an eye draw would give me
Yeah,
QIN here.
that's what we discussed.
Yep.
The other thing is that if he doesn't actually have an S, which he might not, this actually blocks a lot of his plays. It blocks this.
No, yeah,
stuff through
that's
here.
part of the reason I liked Fern over exchanging.
I was wondering about that.
Habanera, like the pepper.
Yeah.
It's only with the O, I think.
Right. Okay.
Habanero, yeah.
After talking with people in the chat, I think Firm is the best play there, and then I like Fern second best.
Okay. Do you want to check out Habanera, or should I get it up on the tablet? Lewis is asking about Habanera.
I don't like
The
it.
No.
Actually, now you mention it, it sounds
There-
vaguely familiar.
There wasn't a bingo on that rack.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah, well
Okay.
that's not valid. You need the
You
E.
need
You need the E in
in
it.
the sixth
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Wondering. I knew there was habanera and habanero.
So is that it? That was the last one today, right? Yeah.
Oh, Habanera is good.
Yeah, but not the way Lewis wanted to spell it.
Oh. How do you want to spell it?
With an A in sixth instead of
Yeah.
an E.
Yeah.
If you played Boston, I might have broken out in song on stream.
Hang on, let me unplug the headphones so that Bnjy can. Hey Bnjy, you can talk out
Hello.
to the room now. Oh no, I've got to turn it up again. Because Dave asked me to turn you down, so now I have to turn you up.
Annoyance, I think, is the word.
Yeah. You scared me a little bit with the challenge on that, but I had not doubted.
I mean, if he's even a little unsure, he kind of has to challenge there.
Say again?
If he's even a little unsure, it's fine to challenge there.
Yeah. I assumed there was no triple or double through the O with 3 O's on my right.
There was not. Tonsors and Boston were the best plays.
Okay.
I had more than that feeling that there was not a triple or a double.
Did I miss a bingo on that key tall play?
No.
You couldn't put the K there.
Buckle liked hooking Khan for a few more points.
Oh, I didn't think about the K. I was so focused on the T. Yeah. So I had R blank there, and I was wondering if I had missed a bingo.
No, there was no 7.
Yeah. Okay.
I just immediately typed that one into Quackle because I knew I wasn't going to find a 7.
Yeah, rock.
Well, thanks for the game.
So this tournament is the Dave Koenig show.
Did you hear that? Now the tournament is the Dave Koenig show. Well, somebody's bound to be cheering for you. Especially Bnjy.
Oh, I'm just cheering for America.
Yes, I can tell you're cheering for America.
I'm also just cheering for good games, and I had a bunch of those today.
Yes, there were definitely lots of good games today.
The game before this one was very strange because the end game was impossible to evaluate because there was a missing tile.
Yeah,
And
that
it
was
mattered.
really odd. And yes, it did matter. It's kind of annoying when it does matter because you really wish that it could be sorted out.
It was
properly.
annoying for everyone. It was annoying for you because you had to figure out what to do, which you did well.
This
It was
time.
annoying for the players because it messed up the game and the tracking. It was annoying for me because I had to figure out what to say.
Yeah, and you can't really go by what Quackle says because it's not like you could delete a letter. Or can you?
If it's not like I could what?
Delete a letter from the tile back on Quackle.
No, unfortunately you can't.
Yeah, which really sucks.
Alright, so but I assume that was the last game?
Yeah, if players aren't aware already, that was the final game of the day. We will we'll be back 9 a.m. British Summer Time on Monday, so tomorrow, because
And I will be sleeping.
Yeah, Bnjy will be sleeping at that time, and
And then I will be going to work, unfortunately.
because in the UK Monday is a bank holiday, so that's why the event goes on to Monday. I know in America it's not a bank holiday, and that must upset Bnjy.
What's the holiday?
Oh no, I think it's just one of the scheduled bank holidays we have. I think it's just summer bank holiday. I think that's just what it's called.
Okay, so you just have like holidays that you schedule every year?
Yeah, they're just days, like we have May Day off every year, so the first Monday of May we have off.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's always the first Monday. At least I think we usually have it off. I can't remember because it's been a while since I've actually been to school in May.
We get next Monday off. We have Labor Day.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it looks like we have most of the results in. Dave isn't running away with it just yet.
I mean, anything
Allan,
can happen tomorrow, right?
yeah, and he's only a game ahead of the field. I thought he would be more than that. Allan Simmons is 13-5. As is Rob Avinsky. They both have very good spreads. Rob Richland is currently playing against Sandy Nang, who made a tremendous comeback. She started this tournament 0-4, and now she's 11-6,
Ouch.
and maybe even 12-6, depending on this next round.
That is some streak of games there.
Yeah, I think she was even like. I think she might have even been 6-6 this morning. So incredible job by Sandy, another U.S. player who obviously I want to see do well.
Mhm.
So either her or Robert Richland will be. Well, Sandy is playing for 12-6, and Richard is playing for 13-5. Austin Shin lost a few games and is 12-6, as is Chris Lipe, Chris Vicari, Lewis
Vickery. But yeah.
Vickery. I have enough time remembering actual words. I have a tough enough time remembering actual words.
Yeah, Vickery is an actual word in Scrabble too.
If I spent a decent amount of time with you people, I would figure this stuff all out.
I could imagine you would.
Like, I know how to pronounce pretty much every player's name in the U.S., including Mark Przybylewski.
That sounded
does
almost
look
as bad as the pitcher that got traded from the A's to the Nats.
What?
He's just called Ripshinsky, Mark Ripshinsky, I think. It's just a bugger to spell. Why are all
It's fun. It's like a fun challenge.
Yeah, why are all Polish names this difficult?
Thai players, Thai players, I think, just don't translate well to
No,
the English
I don't think
dictionary, so they just have just seemingly horrible surnames.
Mm-hmm.
Someone suggested that we call them all lots of letters.
Yeah, but we'd have then lots of letters 1, lots of letters 2, lots of letters 3.
No, just like Pakorn, lots of letters.
Oh.
Or Panupan, lots of letters.
You mean like just assume they've got no surname, in a way?
No, their surname, every one of their surnames is lots of letters.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll stop
Okay, it
thinking
looks
about
like
it
we
now.
have all of our results in now.
So do you want to go through all the standings and then I'll give it 5 minutes before I shut the stream off? Just in case there are
like I was saying
stragglers
earlier,
anywhere.
Dave Koenig is the only player with 14 wins. You just saw him beat Lewis Mackay. Allan Simmons close behind with about 100 spread points on him and one less win. Robert Vinsky also at 13-5. Then Robert Richland just defeated Sandy Nang to advance to 13-5 as well. There are actually only 3 players at 12-6: Austin Shin, Chris Lipe, and Chris Vickery. Phil Robertshaw, Lewis Mackay, Neil Scott, Wayne Kelly, Sandy Nang, Femi Awawade.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yay.
Ross. Those players make up the 11-7s, and now I'm not gonna get into the rest of them.
Cool.
I'll also give you a quick update in the other divisions. James Burley continues to lead. He is 13-5. Moira Conway is also 13-5, and Carol Smith is 12.5 and 5.5. In the bottom division, Barbara Hill is running away with it at 14-4, and there are 2 players trailing her at 12-6: Janet Bonham and Temu Aluku. And right now, those are results.
That's great. Thank you for those updates, Bnjy.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining me on comms today and for yesterday. And I wish you could be here tomorrow to make my
I wish
stream
I could
even
be
more
here
awesome.
tomorrow as well.
But you know, life happens.
And I'll be
stuff.
following the tournament. I'll be following the tournament very closely. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the stream at work, but I'll be sure to see who wins. And I hope that you have some great games tomorrow. I hope someone's able to fill in.
I hope so too. And remember, if you can't catch the games at any point or you've missed some, they will all be archived on YouTube after the event. So you just search for Quizzical's Internet Scrabble Club channel, and this year's BMSC
Well,
games
we'll
and
post
last
the
year's
link.
BMSC games are there. The link will be on Scrabble snippets, and I'll stick it up on NASPA's page as well.
Also be putting it on my Facebook page.
Yeah, so you'll be able to watch it for years to come rather than just the next week, whenever.
It will exist on the internet forever. Once something gets on the internet, it never leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Hasbro decides it's copyright infringement and then decides to take it down, and in which case we would be very sad.
I nearly had that issue last year. Nearly.
Seriously?
Like, there was a couple of players from Scotland that used to stream games with, like, cameras and stuff. And last year while I was streaming, because this was the first time the event had been streamed without these Scottish people streaming it, and he messaged me, like, on the second or third day I was here, so, like, Saturday or Sunday, and he was like, "You've got to shut down your stream, you're breaching my copyright, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah." And
He said that, sorry, he said that he was streaming?
No,
He was
he
a
said
streamer?
that I was breaching his copyright by streaming.
Sorry, who said that was?
One of the Scottish people that had previously streamed this event.
Oh. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Did he actually have a copyright?
Apparently he's got a copyright for something, but the thing is the APSP has permission to publicise its event however it was, or however it wants. So as long as I'm doing it with permission of the APSP, I'm fine. It seems. And I'm not even copying the format, because I don't have the right technology to copy the format. Like, I don't have cameras to set up, and I don't,
Sure. Oh, there used to be cameras?
Yeah, they had cameras. But obviously some players find it really, really invasive, so some will prefer my way of streaming because like, all I do is
Yeah,
look
this
and
seems
get
like
wrong.
it's minimally invasive.
Yeah, except when I can't see their racks. In which case, yeah, I'm gonna jump on their back.
Yep. Alright, so again, it was a pleasure. I'm gonna head out. Again, thank you so much to anyone who tuned in. I really appreciate you could have been anywhere and you decided to spend your day watching us.
Yeah, instead of that daft Lille broadcast, that they seem to be doing another one over there for the Worlds, and it's like, why are you interfering with my stream?
Some people just double queue and watch both.
Yeah, hopefully they do, because I
Yeah,
don't.
I hope that stream was as good. I hope that stream was good.
Yes, I hope we could do as good a job as they could. Or
It's sort of a shame that they both ended up on the same weekend, but what are you gonna do?
yeah, the BMSC is always on the same bank holiday weekend every single year.
Is this one also?
The BMSC is always a
Or
annual event.
I'm sorry. This is the BMSC.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, this is. The
I guess
BMSC.
this is the first year that MSI is running the World Youth Championship.
Yeah, this would be the first year, I think. Wait.
All right, so I'm gonna sign off now.
Okay.
Take it easy.
You too, Bnjy. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Have a good night and enjoy tomorrow.
Will do.